Well. Whatever you saw Arsenal doing in the transfer market during the first month, and of course, within the first 60, no, not 60, yeah, somewhat 50 days in the transfer window, it looks like it's not much what they're about to pull off right now because getting in those players, especially after losing Aubameyang, Lacazette, and now Torreira, sending players out, buying Jesus, getting in Marquinhos, Fabio Vieira, so Zinchenko, yeah, Matt Turner. What they're trying to build here is going to take a decent amount of time because there are more steps need to be done, and this end of the window is definitely going to be more dramatic than what you have seen Arsenal doing. So what do we have in this episode? More and more talking about the wingers, which wingers Arsenal are Arsenal are taking into consideration. More importantly, what is this whole Yuri Tielemans saga? Where is it moving? We're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about why the hell are we talking about Sandro Tonali to Arsenal out of nowhere. Well, it's kind of a profile that really interests Arsenal, but here's why you should not believe in it as well. So we're going to talk about that. The first news is Sport Witness. A source have said that Arsenal are not among the clubs to have made contact to sign Jeremy Pino in the ongoing window. While there is a possibility for Pino to leave the Spanish club, it is not near towards his departure is not near. There is a possibility, but that possibility has to be that a club should come and convince him that what, we want you in the project. If you throw in the project thing and explain to him why he's wanted in the club, I think that would make it. But right now, there is no club that want him and that have knocked Villarreal's doors at the moment. And talking about that, Arsenal manager wants at least 2 new signings before the end of the window, but the club working on selling players first before making any move because they really want to balance the books right now rather than look for departures in the January window and not making any incomings. Interesting to see. Mirror Football say that Leroy Sané, Moussa Diaby, Pedro Neto, Cody Gakpo, Jeremy Pino and Marco Asensio plus Jared Bowen are the names Arsenal are looking for to sign as a new winger. Arsenal see Lucas Paqueta more a midfielder player than a wide player. Also, Sky Sport Germany claims Arsenal have made contact with Bayern's chiefs last month for Leroy Sané, although they are reluctant to sell, having yet to see the best of him. But here we go. Arsenal's top target for the mid position was always Yuri Tielemans, who has a verbal agreement with Arsenal since May, and the player wants to join the Gunners only and has rejected the chance to move to United. Arsenal need to sell more players to sign him. They're just, at this point of time, they're just recycling news, but this is according to Mirror Football, if you're concerned. So we see, we wait, and we then pounce on the opportunity. Also, Simon Collins says Arsenal are pushing for departures of Pablo Mari and Hector Bellerin plus Runarsson. Well, after Torreira sales, as the clear out continues for Arsenal. So yes, Arsenal are close on terminating Bellerin's contract. His agent is in London, confirmed by Fabrizio Romano. That's not the only thing that we need to talk about at the moment because yes, that's not the only thing we talk about because he says that Hector Bellerin's agent is in London today. Discussions ongoing to terminate the contract. Bellerin asked to return to Real Betis as soon as possible. It's his priority. But according to Ignacio Liano, he says that first meeting has ended between Arsenal and Bellerin's agent without reaching any agreement. Arsenal remain firm in asking for a transfer fee. Kudos to Arsenal, man. They should really stand up for what they believe in, man. I don't think so. If Bellerin wants to leave, I think it's high time that Betis pay something because you know what I've seen Arsenal letting players pay off and let them go, and I don't like it. But I know that Arsenal's stance has been weak. I would say it is wrong. I could make a podcast and say, you know what, Arsenal should demand fee. We're the only club that is not demanding fee, but it has to show in the transfer window. This is what the club has to show to the other clubs that we want money. We don't want anything else. If you want the player, come and get him. Pay us. Let him go. You can take him. So they're doing that in this window. It's really good to see that. Also, Arsenal and AC Milan have held a meeting to discuss Sandro Tonali. Where does this come from? Calciomercato.it and of course Enrico Camelio. Although Milan declared he is not transferable, a proposal worth 55 million euros would make them consider the offer. Trust me, guys, one thing I would tell you, AC Milan has a ceiling of wages at one point of time. Even if Tonali wants to stay there, there'll be one contract extension and not more than that. Tonali is a really exciting player, but he's Italian, and I don't know if he's going to leave the Italian league. I don't know. They just move on. They just change their jerseys. They either go to AC Milan, Inter Milan, Juventus, and end of the career Lazio, Roma. They just do that. It's just they just exchange teams. That's all they do, rather than exploring new country. I personally believe that Tonali would not want to leave. He would want to, stay in Italy. And this is just something bogus that we are hearing. Moving on, so Alan Shearer has named Aaron Ramsdale and, of course, William Saliba from Arsenal as the players in his team of the week. Yes, no Gabriel Jesus because, of course, Pascal Gross was at the right place at the right time twice against Manchester United. And, of course, Alexander Mitrovic and Haaland make a lot of sense as we speak. As we really speak. So, yes. Yes. So, spoke about Hector Bellerin. Yes, we spoke about Hector Bellerin, how things are not going their way. But Marco Bovicelli says that not only Petania Monza at work, at also reached Pablo Mari of Arsenal and Nicolo Rovea of Juventus. So, they are looking at so many things. Kerry News, Kerry News, they say that agreement reached between Arsenal and Hector Bellerin to reskin his contract. He will now join Betis. Now, this is a very, an hour ago, this was the report, which is kind of a little worrying. El Chiringuito TV say that Bellerin's agent will try to terminate his contract with Arsenal. At Betis, they want to offer him between 3 and 4 seasons. So, his contract length would be 3 to 4 seasons. And he should be happy with that. He wants to go to Real Betis. But that's not the case. I'm pretty much sure this will get wrapped up this week. Pablo Mari will get wrapped up this week and so will Ron Arson. Who else? I don't think so. I'm looking at any more departures apart from these. Ainsley Maitland-Niles, man. I want to see him depart. And what about Nicola Pepe? So many players that we need to get rid of. But if Nicola Pepe leaves, there's that next winger that is really going to knock the door. So, yes, that is that. And some weird news of Chelsea wanting Aubameyang, and it looks like his representatives are speaking with Chelsea at the moment. It's really funny. But anyways, that's not what we want, and that's not what we are going to talk about anymore. But that was really weird, though. So with this, I'd like to end this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you see daily Arsenal content, the best place to be, consider subscribing. I will see you in the next one. Until then, you have a good evening.